Yo, 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 welcome to the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel. If you're new and you're hanging out here watching this on replay, I'd greatly appreciate you hitting that little subscribe button. Or maybe you're watching this guy with a very gigantic forehead right now and telling yourself, I need you to impress me with some sort of horror talk. Well, just stick around for the next hour, maybe hour and a half or so. Who knows how long Jake's gonna go. And we'll start talking a little horror. We'll see. We'll see if you're impressed by this, the blabberings of a madman. We'll just have to see. Truly, that's all we can do in this life, is just see what's going to happen. But I do go a little longer depending on what happens during these streams. Speaking of which, I'm setting up a goal right now, which I forgot to do a second ago. I'll go a little longer. So if you like that length, if you're more about length, let me tell you, we'll get to that kind of thing tonight. But thank you for hanging out with us if you are here live as well. Appreciate you guys a ton. So let's just get into it. Some news has rolled in this wonderful Monday. Sinners is on top at the box office with Revenge of the Sith in second place, which I think is nuts. So some really exciting movie news for sure in terms of what's making money, what's not. Also, we have a new image from Netflix. Released a new image of Fear Street Prom Queen, which comes out at the end of next month, I believe. Is it the end of or middle of May? I can't. It was one of those time periods. So we have a new image from that. We got a bunch of exciting things to talk about, as well as a little bit of Final Destination updates, kind of. The director recently said that there's a twist with how they do the premonition in this movie. So it's a variety stream. We're going to get into a bunch of topics, and we got some fun people rolling in. So let's just get right on into it. What do we want to talk about? John Samogwai. Samogwi, maybe. What's up, fella? How's it going? Welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for hanging out with us, John. Appreciate you a ton. Marley Kai, who hangs out in the gaming streams, appreciate you a ton for that, says Jake likes smelling alien poo. I don't know why you're just outing me on the stream like that. But besides that, pretty cool. Welcome in. Thank you for watching the gaming streams. Which, by the way, we got, Madison and I got a ton of views on our latest short over there. Really appreciate that a ton. And we are nearing our goal of 1,000 subscribers, let me tell you. So definitely go check out GullGotha if you have not already. We are like almost at the 250 mark away from there. We're nearly 3/4 of the way towards our goal for like the whole year. So go check it out. Go subscribe. That would be a lot of fun. Cody's got a new theory. Thank you for being a member, Cody. And you're talking a little bit about William Bloodworth being a past victim in Death's Corner, and he's been avoiding death all this time, but he dies in the movie since Tony Todd's dead in real life. Rest in peace. You know, I wouldn't be shocked if the character went in this new movie, especially considering all that in real life. But also, I feel like they can kind of just write him out of the series, even if like they didn't film that before his passing kind of thing. I wouldn't be shocked if he just doesn't show up again. You know, it almost feels in character for William Bloodworth to just be like kind of done, you know? I always think that's fun. I actually think that would be kind of mysterious and strange, just like how the character is, right? So I wouldn't mind that either. If he does die, though, I will be sad, but maybe that's a good thing. You know, I don't want to just be, movies should elicit more emotions than just happy excitement, you know? Sometimes I want to fucking cry, man. Sometimes I want to be bawling in a theater surrounded by strangers. Maybe not everyone wants that. But randomly I do. Randomly I would like that every now and then. Anakin's anger management therapist is with us too. Perfect timing, let me tell you, with Revenge of the Sith back in theaters. Jake just got a PS5. Any games you recommend? I only have Hogwarts Legacy. I recommend the God of War game that came out with the launch of the PS5. I've played a little bit of that and it's pretty fun. I love the God of War games, so I will always recommend those. Always a good time, for sure. For sure. Paula Fitzhenry's here. Hi. Hello, Paula. Welcome in. Erica's saying howdy do. Howdy do. I thought you were going to say howdy dude, but howdy do. Howdily doodly, Erica. Erica got Flanderized over the weekend. It's really funny. Erica, thank you for being here. Thank you for modding. Same to you, Madison. Hello, poop lady. How are you? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you a ton. Shot by Shot saying, what's up, Jake? Hell yeah, dog. A little excitement for Scary Movie 6 out there. Not a ton of updates on that, by the way, lately, but hopefully we get some more to talk about soon. But what's up, Shot by Shot? John Norris is saying, what's up, Jake? What up? Welcome in, John Norris. Is your older brother Chuck, perhaps? Let me know. Jordan Curley is here too. What's up, Jordan? Thank you for stopping by the gaming channel as well. Appreciate you. Billy Boy is saying, what's up, Jake? Do you know Tyler Durden? People always ask me if I know Tyler Durden. Do you know Tyler Durden? Since you know Tyler Durden, please let me know if you know Tyler Durden. I just like saying that last name. It almost, if you flip the first letters, it's Dyler Turden. So that's pretty funny. That's what I know about Dyler Turden. Casey Hullett is saying hi. Hello, Casey. How are you? Welcome in. Thanks for being with us tonight. King Matthew III, my liege, my king, is saying, what's up, Jake? How are you doing today? Mid at best. I'm just kidding. I'm fantastic. I'm chilled out. I'm vibing. This is the last thing I got to do for the day. I can actually I can have a little Jake sleep after this. It's going to be nice. You're only able to be on the stream for a little while. Hopefully I caught you before you got to go. But you have to go to work in a few minutes. Oh, that sucks. See, where I'm at, it's like we're just winding down for the day, so that would that would bum me out if I had to go to work. So sorry, my friend. I hope it's easy. Hope it's chill as fuck. That's what I'll tell you. That's what I'll tell you. Alien from Mars is saying, what do you think about the Final Destination accident? I think it's pretty cool. I've seen I've seen some leaks that I'm okay with talking about, and I've seen some leaks that I'm not okay with talking about. I'm not super happy that I've seen. But I do want to cover some fun stuff in a big video tomorrow. So there's the one thing I will talk about is that there's a leaked version of the final trailer. Now, I want to talk, there's maybe 3 shots from it that I want to discuss. And there is some things that I've seen that I'm just like, I'm not going to put that in a video. That's too far. But there is some interesting shots that I think we can start to speculate and say, like, what the hell is that? What's going on here? And there's something in there. There's another accident that we didn't know about previously that has me excited. It has my nipples all hard and twisted up. So we'll definitely get into that soon. Alien from Mars, for sure. Something that we're going to talk about. I think it's really funny. I'm also watching the stream, and the moment I said my nipples are hard, we got to an ad. I think that was YouTube saying, okay, we got to censor this fucking guy. Let's put the Penn Station ad over him when he's talking about his nipples. They're ready for me now. They know what's up. Michael Parton, dude, thank you for throwing out the first super chat. $2. Man, I might be able to buy myself a little tasty treat with that. Michael's saying, so hype, there's a new Reanimator in the works. This is exciting, man. We got this update very recently. I believe it was like maybe 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. The tough thing with this is a lot of people feel that, Freddy Krueger should not be played by anybody else but Robert Englund. I kind of feel the same way about Herbert West. It's just too iconic of a role at this point, played by Jeffrey Combs, of course, in the 3 movies that we have. Who else can play, Dr. Herbert West? I don't know. That's a really tough one for me. He's just so good in that role. It's his most iconic horror movie role out there. And he's been in a lot of good horror movies, man. But Jeffrey Combs, it's always going to be Reanimator when we're talking about cream of the crop from him. So whatever they do next with Reanimator, and the other thing too, man, I can't believe I didn't mention this. Stuart Gordon is unfortunately no longer with us. Rest in peace. And that is like such a big factor of why those movies are so good. So no Stuart Gordon, probably no Jeffrey Combs. Jeffrey is still with us, of course. But would he be in this new one? That's kind of scratching my head. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not 100% on what they want to do with that. I'm thinking about what they're doing with some of the other more more underground horror hits from the past with the modern continuations. The Toxic Avenger, for instance, is what was completely recast. It's all new people playing those characters, and some new characters, of course, too. But it's got a way bigger cast, a much more familiar cast, so maybe more people will be inclined to check it out. Will they do the same thing with Reanimator? I feel like yes. I feel like they probably will, even though I would love to see Jeffrey Combs play the role again, and maybe Barbara Crampton comes back, too. Fuck it. Get everybody back. if we can, that would be fun. But if not, I'll see. I'll definitely check it out. I'm interested. There's also a new Fly in the works, and I have so many doubts on that, Michael. Oh, so many doubts, but I'm still going to check it out. We're remaking a lot of my favorite movies right now, and I hope they're handled with precision. Let's just say that, Michael. But dude, thank you for the $2. Really appreciate that a bunch. I am buying so many gumballs with that. I just want you to know. So many of them. Infinite Sky is with us too, saying hello there. Hello. What is up? ASMR Ty. Sorry, I should say it like this. ASMR Ty is saying, Jake, all I want to say is I wish Spirit Halloween was an all year round kind of thing. But you get me hyped for horror anyways. This is Spirit Halloween year round. Like, this is an empty department store, and we're just trying to shove as much horror as we can into it. That my channel is the equivalent of a Spirit Halloween in April. Which probably isn't a good thing. Probably isn't the most... No, I love doing it, though. I love talking horror year round. It is, my fiance hates it, but I love it. Let me tell you. So I'm always down for horror. I'm always down for horror talk, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm hopefully I'm keeping the horror hype alive, even in the least spookiest of months. But we're getting close to spooky season, ladies and gentlemen. We're kind of just a few months away here, and even summer gets a little spooky sometimes. We get some fun spooky movies over the summer a lot, and we got some good ones coming up just this next month, just in a couple of weeks here. Final Destination 6 is coming out real soon here, baby, and I'm excited, let me tell you. So hopefully I can keep you hyped all year round. But ASMR Ty, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Jason Carpenter, thank you for being a member, Jason. Saying, what's up, Jake? Just made it in. Holy hell, Sinners was awesome. I know. Oh, it was good. Ooh, it rubbed me all the right ways, up and down, left and right, east to west, north to south, baby. Wow. Damn. I just kind of, I'm not going to lie. That video I posted today was just me glossing over it. I'm late to the party, I know, but I did want to talk a little bit about the box office success and just basically, I have my shtick. I'm going to be real. And some of my shtick is go watch original horror movies. I love the IPs. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Final Destination. I'm so excited for that. I can't wait for the I Know What You Did Last Summer movie too. It looks ridiculous. I'm here for it. But man, let me tell you, this is an original movie that's really fucking good and doing some big numbers too. So it has me maybe even more excited than everything else going on in the space, and it's awesome. So I'm really excited. I love me some Sinners. Go see this one in the theaters if you have not seen it yet. Speaking of which, Lighting Ghost is throwing $5 out there. Thank you so much. As you guys know, Super Chats move to the front of the line, so when I see them, we scroll all the way down. So Lighting Ghost, thank you for the 5, saying Sinners is leaving this weekend and Thunderbolt's taking its place. It's just leaving in IMAX, just to clarify. So if you haven't seen it, what are you waiting for? Truly, yes. I will say this is the best way to see it in IMAX. If you can see it, go see it. Do it. Run it. See it in IMAX. That's the best way to see it. Madison and I couldn't see it in IMAX because it was sold out. But I honestly kind of want to go back and see it now, knowing that that's leaving, knowing that it's gonna be gone here soon. So definitely go check it out. See this movie. Prove all those critics wrong who are saying that it's not gonna break even or whatever the fuck they're saying. It's fine. Trust me, it's fine. This movie is profitable. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So go see Sinners anyways. Let's make these weird critics eat their own words. I think that would just be really fun. First, I think that would just be really hilarious if we can just say that. Just blow it way past what people say that it needs to get to, even though it really doesn't need to get to those places. But let's do it. Let's see what happens. Go see Sinners in theaters. That's the big takeaway. What are you waiting for? Nothing. Go see it right now. You're not doing anything, likely. You're not like that fella from earlier who's going to work. King Matthew III or whatever. Go see Sinners. Do it. It's so good. I'll shut up about it. But Lighting Ghost, thank you for the 5. Appreciate you a ton. Sinners is my favorite horror film of the year. Easy. In case you didn't know that. Casey Hullett is talking about wanting another Sorority Row movie. That's apparently in the works. Josh Stolberg, who wrote the original one, is teasing a sequel, potentially getting ready for some sort of follow-up and continuation. This is a weird one because a lot of people have, looked back on it and have started to say much more positive things about it, which I think is cool. I never really loved that one. I wouldn't say that I was like over the moon about it, but I'm like, okay, rock on. Sure, I'll take another Sorority Row. I love Josh Stolberg too, man. He's really cool with interacting with his fans and stuff. And I also think he's written a lot of movies that I really enjoy. He's one of those writers that I don't think gets enough credit for some of the stuff that he's done. I love Piranha 3D, which is a movie that I feel like is just criminally underrated. Everyone just, everyone's like, oh, it's the scene with all the boobs and all the blood and the guts. That's it. That's the only thing to it. I think it's just a really fun summer blockbuster kind of horror film. I watch it every summer. I think it is so much fun. The blood and the guts, the practical effects are fucking great. There's cameo galore from like a bunch of people in horror, which is really cool too. I don't know. There's so much to love about Piranha 3D, in my opinion. Josh wrote it, and I recently shot him a message and told him that's one of the horror films that got me into the genre, made me realize how much I love looking at gore. And he really appreciated that. So I thought that was cool. But he's awesome. He also wrote Saw X. So if you want a better movie that he's that he's made, there you go. But I love Piranha 3D. It's just it's a ridiculous movie. It's so much fun. One of my favorite summer horror films to put on, without a doubt. Marley Kai's also talking about a new Tremors movie is in the works, which is exciting. Apparently the original company that owned the rights to Tremors got it back. And I don't know if you've seen any of the most recent Tremors movies, but they have gotten off the rails. The last two were like almost unwatchable. Almost, like, just barely watchable, in my opinion. I still watched them. I still got through them. You know, they weren't that bad, but like, yikes. I'm excited for hopefully something that's a little more of a return to form for that series. They've gone off the rails. They need to bring it back to just a small sandy town in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. That's what we need from that franchise at this point. Nod 23 Hill Jr., thanks for being a member, saying Jeffrey Combs as Herbert West is classic. Absolutely. Thank you for being a member, my friend. Zachary Scott is saying, I can't wait to watch Clown in a Cornfield. I think that one's gonna be good. I have faith in that one. I'm actually quite excited for that. I love a good slasher. I love a fun slasher film, and if that's what that can be, rock on. We always need more clowns killing people. That's what I'll say. Ella is with us too, hanging out. What's up, Ella? You're waiting for your day off to watch Sinners. I got you. Hey, just make it happen, Ella. Just go to the theaters, or we'll definitely think less of you. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Joking, of course. But go see it if you can. I kid, of course. But if you can make it out to the theaters to see this one, that would be really cool. Just Jess is saying, well, hello, Jacob. Well, hello, Jessa. How are you? Jess plays video games with us over on GullGotha. So if you're like, oh, what the fuck's up with that, Jake? Check it out. Check it out. It's a fun time over there. We're playing some repo. We might even, I see Madison already planning out a stream. So who knows? Maybe we'll be streaming some repo tonight too. Anything can happen on YouTube and in life. Anything. Erica's throwing $5 out there. Dude, thank you for the super chat, Erica. Appreciate you a bunch. Saying, I bet no one will beat my super chat. Go ahead and do it. Ha 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 ha. Don't forget to like the stream, everyone. I really don't want to have to bite anyone. Erica's sounding like a super villain right now, and I'm kind of loving it. I'm loving that energy. Thank you for the, Erica, first of all, thank you for the 5. I like your laugh as well. Ha ha. Ha! I put too many 8 ha's in there earlier, so I wanted to correct myself. Ha ha! It's a little more of that, you know. It's got that villainous energy to it that I really enjoy. And you're biting people too, so you're awfully chaotic, and that's the kind of energy that we need around here, Erica. Frankly, so good. Bite anyone who disagrees. I love it. We're halfway through our super chat goal already, and we're only 17 minutes into this. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the support, everybody. We're getting to them bad boy chats in just a second here. We'll see if anyone beat Erica or not. Gabe Ruiz is saying Carrie Fisher with a shotgun. That movie. Carrie Fisher with a shotgun? What movie is that? Wait. Oh man, you're stumping me here. What? Carrie Fisher with a shotgun? I don't know what movie you're talking about. That sounds crazy as fuck, though. I know that Ving Rhames has a shotgun in Piranha 3D. We're just going to keep bringing it back to Piranha tonight. Oh, no. This is bad. Thomas Clark, thank you for being a member. Loved the notice you put up on Instagram about the ones spoiling movies and being disrespectful. Yeah, you know, there's some spoilers out there for Final Destination. We had some folks not only spoiling movies, but being disrespectful to the mods at the same time recently. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, are you kidding me? Erica volunteers her time basically to hang out with us and moderate the chat. And she is so awesome. We appreciate her a ton. And just like, it really bums me out when people are mean, especially to the mods who like literally dedicate their time towards making this a safe space for everyone to talk horror. And whenever that happens, it's like an immediate block. Like, no, unapologetically get fucked if you're gonna be mean to the mods. You can make fun of me and my greasy forehead all day. I don't give a fuck. But the moment you start being mean to the people who literally volunteer their time to make this a safe space, get fucked. Are you kidding me? That's so not cool. Don't do that. Come on now. So we had a person violate both of those things within like 30 seconds one of the other days, and it just kind of bums me out. So don't do that. Come on now. And here's the thing, I know a lot of people will come in here and say, I know spoilers for this movie, I know spoilers for that movie. Every single time they're lying to you. Look me in the eyes right now, they are lying to you, I promise. But it's annoying, and I've been doing this for 5 almost 6 years, and it's just I have no patience for it anymore. I guess I'm worn down, and I'm just like, okay. Block. There's a block button, and man, it's tempting. It's tempting to hit that bad boy. So be nice to Erica and Madison, especially. Come on now, and all the mods, everybody. Be nice to everybody. Be nice to everybody. Come on now. Anyways, let's get back to this. Who else is with us here? We got Jason Carpenter throwing $2 out there saying Drop comes out tomorrow already to streaming. Man, let these movies breathe in theaters. I mean, that's exciting. I'm glad that people who can't make it out to the theaters are going to see it tomorrow. That's hype. Drop was great. Definitely watch it. Definitely one of the better flicks of the year. But man, like, dude, this was a good movie. Why is it already on streaming? That's crazy to me. Movies just come and go these days. I mean, it's nuts. It's nuts. Let these movies breathe. Come on now. Jason, thank you for the 2. Appreciate that. And again, if you haven't seen Drop yet, that's one to see. That's a good one. Lightning Ghost is throwing $20 out there too. Holy crap. It's saying, Erica, are you challenging me? Oh, fuck. Uh-oh. The challenge is up. Lightning Ghost is officially the MVP of the stream, though. I do just want to say that. Lightning Ghost, thank you for the 20. I really do appreciate that a ton. This feels like an all-out fight. I feel like some blood is going to be spilled on tonight's stream here. And I'm frankly, I'm scared. I'm terrified. I've seen fights like this go down, and it's ruthless. I've seen eyes pulled out of skulls live on the internet, and it's a scary thing. No, but guys, thank you so much, though. I really do appreciate it a ton. I just like being silly. I can't help it. Ella's saying, oh, yeah, I got a picnic, then Sinners movie date after. That sounds fucking awesome. Who's taking you on a picnic and Sinners movie date? I'd marry that person. I'd be like, fuck yeah. Okay. Shit. Rock on, Ella. Getting wined and dined and a horror movie? That's awesome. Rock on. Good stuff right there. Jason is saying, Jake, did you see that Abigail 4K drops in July? Ooh, I might have to pick that up. Comes with an awesome poster. Jason, I still haven't picked up Abigail, and I've been thinking about it a lot, especially after I saw Sinners, and I even mentioned it in my review today. I've really been thinking about that movie quite a bit. I remember it very fondly. I've only seen it I've seen it twice because I rewatched it on a streaming platform, but I kind of want to pick that one up. It was really fun. It's really fun. I'm still thinking about it. Actually, in fact, speaking of Erica, I remember we were on I can't remember if we were on a call or playing a game or something, but she had brought that up. She was like, oh, I'm watching Abigail tonight. And I'm like, ooh, I need to watch that movie again. That's a good one. I've only seen it twice, so that would be a good one to put on one more time or potentially buy. I'm gonna have to look into that, Jason. Thank you for the heads up, because I would love to own that on 4K. It's a good one. There are so many movies that I need to buy. I got to catch up a little bit. I still don't own The Substance. That's one I really want to put on the shelf. Love The Substance. So good. I need to do another rewatch of that. I've only seen it twice, and I need it like 100 more times in my eyeballs. but yes, that's one I want to pick up. Nosferatu is one I want to pick up. What's another one that I want to buy from the last couple of years? Immaculate is one that I would like to buy too. I really liked Immaculate. ASMR Ty is saying, Jake, I saw Amsterdam like you recommended, but how do you even think the sequel goes based off the last one? Wow. I don't remember the last time. I don't remember when I recommended that movie to you, but okay, deep cut, baby. Let's go. If you guys haven't seen Amsterdam, do yourself a favor and put this weird fucking Giallo movie on. It's a little slow. It's like a teeny tiny bit slow, but right in the middle, there is this unbelievable fucking chase scene that is like a 10 out of 10. One of my, like, it's jaw dropping is what it is. It's the standout moment from the film, without a doubt. It is I believe they shot it guerrilla style, like without permits, nothing. There's a guerrilla filmmaking here. They took these speedboats in the canals of Amsterdam and had a chase with 2 of them. The killer is on one, and like I think the cop is chasing behind him or something along those lines in this scene. It is not only the highlight of the film, but it is so intense. It looks so dangerous, and it fits the MO of what you want from Italian filmmaking. If you don't know, a lot of Italian horror films typically have a scene like this that is like literally put in the film for shock, and they typically film them. Well, they did film them, I should say, in some sketchy conditions. Like I think maybe an even better example of this is in Zombie 1979, where they have a stunt performer in a zombie costume go and like literally fight a shark. Like they literally just said, go into the water, dude, and just start fucking with the shark as a zombie in character. And it's like one of the coolest scenes in movie history, in my opinion. I fucking love it. And Amsterdam also has a scene like that. But if you start to watch a lot of Giallo films or just a lot of horror films from that time period, specifically from Italy, it just feels like a staple. Like they always have these big shocking moments like that. That's like, how the fuck do they film this? What are you talking about? That's insane. And Amsterdam has one of those that's just like jaw-droppingly ridiculous. And it's fantastic. I really love that film. I have not seen the sequel. I didn't even know there was one, Ty, to be honest with you, until you mentioned that. I had to watch it I was asked to watch it for a stream I did with a good buddy of mine, Jose, Master Chaos, who we've had on the page a couple of times. We've had him on the page this year, actually, in fact. But yeah, he's great. And it was it's just a wild movie. I got to see that for a stream that him and I did, and it's been one that's just really stuck with me. It's a great it's just a really interesting little giallo flick. And it's a slasher, so if you want some like crazy blood and shit, you'll get that with that one. Ty Lee is with us too, saying, once I get a job again, I'll continue the super chats. Been living minimally. Dude, listen, I completely understand. Shit's crazy right now. Don't worry about it, Ty. I appreciate that you're a member, and at most, I appreciate that you're just hanging out with us. That's all that matters at the end of the day. So thank you for being here, Ty. Appreciate you a ton. Thanks for talking a little horror with us. Mike Junkie Jordy is here too. Yo, 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 what's up, what's up? Welcome in, welcome in. Jess does not like horror films, by the way. So we can all listen. Let's be nice to everybody in the chat except for just Jess. She's the only one that we can throw tomatoes at. I'm kidding. I joke. But she's saying, I watched a scary movie once. I threw up. That was enough of that. Madison and her, Madison and Jess, I should say, both watched Fresh together, and it was too much. It was too much for Jess. She did not like all that blood and guts and chopping off butt cheeks. It's a lot. It's a lot, admittedly. Jess, we should watch Terrifier 2. I think that would be so much fun. And yes, I am making fun of you publicly. But yeah, let me know if you want to watch Terrifier 2. That would be so much fun, I think. Marquise Ballum is saying, hey, Killjoy Jack. What's up, Marquise? How you doing, dog? Welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. Who else is with us? Who have I not said hello to? Sloppenheimer. It's getting sloppy up in here. Slop 'em up, baby. Saying, Jake, I'm slowly writing a book where the killer has an owl design. What's your opinion on that concept, and what are some ideas you'd give for it? Do you have let me know if is there a reason behind the owl design? Does he like owls? Can he turn his head all the way around like an owl? I have so many questions. I think owls are creepy as fuck though. So if you're just going for this is like a creepy animal, like that totally works. Owls are horrifying, man. You ever see like the ones that are like hanging out? Like the video that comes to mind is it's a bunch of owls and they're in this like dark little alcove somewhere, and like they just start walking up with those big legs and they look like huge monsters. Ugh, I don't like them, but I kind of like them at the same time. It's one of those things, you know? Ugh, freaky, but fun. So owls are creepy. I like that. I like that a lot. But some good stuff. Ty finally watched The Sixth Sense. Obviously, it was predictable. Well, everyone knows the ending already of that one. You can. There's no chance of spoiling that film for anybody. Shortly after the movie came out, I remember seeing the trailer and it freaked me out. It's a really good film, though. I mean, even if you know the twist is coming, which all of us do, it's a really excellent and well done flick. And there's some things that like you don't know about. You know, there's elements to it that you don't know happen in the film that are equally as upsetting or shocking. There's an entire middle part about a mom who did something awful, and I won't say what it is if you haven't seen it, because I think there's enough spoilers for that film out there. But if you know, you know, and it's freaky and it's fucked up, and it's like, oh my god, that's messed up, dude. I love that. So there's some really good stuff in that film. Definitely one of the best, if not the best, from Mr. Shyamalan. The Beer Belly Angler. What's up, Beer Belly Angler? You catch any good fish lately? Let me know. Hello, Jake. Hello, Beer Belly Angler. How are you? Ella's got to skedaddle and sell some more of that sticky icky. I completely understand that. This is important. this is important stuff. Ella, thank you for your services. We appreciate you. The Field of Screams podcast is saying, hey guys, hope everyone is doing well. Hello, Field of Screams. Is it still loud and screamy in that field? Let me know. Also, very important information here. I'm trying not to skip over anybody, but I feel like I am. Here we go. Jay Howney DJ. Sup, Jake? DJ Jay Howney here from Brazil. What's up, Brazil? How's it going? Loving the content lately. I love Brazil. Welcome in. Welcome in, Brazilians. How you guys doing? What's the nightlife scene like in Brazil? Is it fun? I bet it's amazing. I bet it's just gorgeous down there. Like, do you DJ clubs and shit? I gotta know. That's gotta be intense. I've seen like some like clubs and caves that are like somewhere in South America. I don't know where, admittedly, but I've seen like some really cool South American clubs before, like through like Instagram reels, and I'm like, that's cool as fuck. I want to go party and go to the disco or something in South America. That looks like fun, but cool. Fuck yeah, bro. That's sick as fuck. I love it. Casper's eye socket is saying, "Where's the SIGs?" Not here. Piper Hollowell. Piper Hollowell, 21. Hello. Why is the Fear Street Prom Queen trailer arriving at the last minute? I don't know. I mean, is it something to be worried about? I don't know, but I wouldn't go so far as to say that. It looks fun. It looks like it's fun. I'm not expecting the greatest film ever. I will say that. I think it's going to be a good continuation to this. You got to remember, this is the 4th entry in a franchise. At this point, it starts to get a little weird. And we kind of left the Fear Street trilogy in an okay place, is how I feel about it. I really like the first 2. Love them, in fact. The third one, it was a little iffy. It ended a little strange in my opinion, but I'm excited for this one that feels a little more like an isolated story. It definitely is, like, I mean, it's undeniably prom night. It's a modern day prom night basically, which does take place in the late 80s though. So, I don't know. I think it's going to be cool. Is it going to be, blow your mind, best film of the year? Probably not, but is it going to be fun? I think so. I'm excited for it. What is happening here? Triple Glax is saying Smile 2. I love Smile 2. Great film. So much fun. Hopefully there's a Smile 3 on the horizon, which we've already gotten some talks about. Writer Josh Stolberg on X teasing everybody about this upcoming Sorority Row sequel is my moment right now. We're really excited for the Sorority Row sequel. I might have to do something on that. That would be exciting. I don't really remember the film all that well. I'm going to be honest. That was one from Josh that I feel like is kind of, it's somewhere in this brain of mine, maybe in the back somewhere. I definitely saw it a long time ago, but it's been a minute. Maybe I'll have to rewatch it and do some talking on it. Nerdy Mastermind is saying, what are your hopes for the recently announced Urban Legend reboot? Oh, I'm really excited about that. I love Urban Legend a ton. It's probably it probably is my favorite, like, Scream. I always say Scream knockoff. That's not what it is. It's just Scream inspired in terms of tone. I think it works the best, in my opinion, out of all of the ones that we got. Like, I Know What You Did Last Summer, The Faculty. This is my favorite. It's my favorite because I feel like they took the concept of Scream. They saw what worked with it. They said, well, the thing that works about this is the fact that we took a single concept, something that obviously teenagers would be familiar with, and we basically made it a slasher. It's meta in Scream. They literally took horror films and said, well, what if all our characters already know all the tropes about horror, and then they're still getting killed by a slasher that also knows the tropes and how to evade them and subvert them. But with this, with Urban Legend, it's like an even cheesier and more fun version, I think. I think there are parts of it that are even more like just like loosey-goosey, we're having a good time, but it's still like brutal kills and a really good twist at the end. That's kind of, I don't know, I've always loved that first Urban Legend a bunch. The sequel's good too. The third one, whatever. But that first one, it rocks. It's a ton of fun. And I would love to see more of that personally, because I think the theme works really well for a slasher. I think the kills are great. And the twist is one of the best from a 90s slasher, in my humble opinion. So hopefully whatever comes from the series next, it's something good. You don't have to bring back legacy characters with every single sequel or franchise continuation. Honestly, I wouldn't even mind a remake in that department, if I'm being completely honest. If they just like did the same story again, but with like different characters, maybe a different twist, I'd be totally fine with that personally. But give me some fun. Give me some gory kills, another good twist, just a typical murder mystery. I'm not looking for anything too crazy. Some new urban legends to explore to theme the kills. That's it. The urban legend formula isn't too complicated. Just give me something simple and fun. EAF is saying Sam was going to die regardless. I was always confused as to why Death tried to take him at the bridge if you already had a flight plan. Sorry. Can you please help me out? Sam was going to die regardless. If you're talking about the 5th entry, is that I believe a Final Destination is what you're talking about. Why Death tried to take him at the bridge if he already had a flight planned? I mean, maybe that was just the way of correcting it. You know what I mean? Did they have it planned? Yeah, they did have it planned. Okay, they were going to Paris. I'm recollecting here. Let me think about this for a minute, because you've thrown me a curveball is what you've done. I'm going to say that maybe that wasn't exactly what the original design was. As we know, Death's design is constantly changing, and when you have premonitions, you're basically finding ways around it. So maybe that wasn't the plan initially. That's kind of how they explained it in previous Final Destination films, is that the plan has changed and now here's the new design, and we're still going down the list in the similar way. I also think there's something to be said about the fact that whenever a bunch of survivors in universe come together, some horrible accident happens that typically kills a bunch of them, or one of them, all of them, something along those lines. So maybe that's what Flight 180 was. all in all. Something along those lines. But that's an interesting thought. I never thought about that. Oh, Zachary just watched Y2K. I still got to watch that one. Totally behind on that movie. I heard it was hilarious, though. Erica's throwing 5 out there saying 4 more super chats after this one. Help Jake reach his goal and like the stream. Or I'm coming for your fingers. She will bite them off. I've seen her do it before. It is brutal. Jesus. Erica's eaten more fingers than I have on my body, fun fact. So be careful out there, ladies and gentlemen. We just need 4 more. So if you want to keep your fingers, I'm just saying. I like these. I like these being attached to me. So it's just a thought. But Erica, thank you for the 5. Appreciate you a ton. Means a lot. Jake, you don't have to read that out loud. Oh, I did though. Oh, but I sure did. Jake, you should do Chilla's art games. They're so stressful. I'm gonna have to. I don't know what that is, but I'll look into it. I see 59 viewers and only 31 likes. The math ain't math, and Erica's going nuts today. I love it. I love the energy right now. Erica's biting off fingers. She's screaming at people to like the stream. It's intense tonight. This is a fucking crazy stream. I just want you all to know. CH is saying, did you watch the clip? I have seen some clips from Final Destination, some stuff that I wish wasn't shared online publicly. But there's some stuff I'm going to talk about in a big video tomorrow. Some stuff I'm going to leave out because there's a point where it's like, okay, you're literally explaining how like most of the deaths in this thing happen. Come on now, you got to stop with that. Chill out. Mandy Jean is with us saying Fresh is maybe not the best intro to loving horror movies. Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah, I mean there's definitely more chill horror flicks than that. I remember Fresh not being that crazy though. For me personally, I'm such a, I've seen I can fall asleep to Terrifier. Like that's how I am. So my test there is not the best. Truly not. 7 with Roman numerals. What's up, 7? Just wanted to bring up something. Read. I read. Oh, gotcha. I didn't see the I. I read, but I didn't catch till I saw the comment. But the Jenga tower falling in the Bloodlines trailer represents the tower falling with the grandma. Ooh. That's a really good point. I never thought of that. That's a really solid catch right there, my friend. Very nice. Good eye. I caught something in the trailer I didn't catch before recently, which we're bringing up in a big video tomorrow. There's a scene in the trailer that's a premonition, and we all thought it wasn't. And it's a premonition. I put 2 and 2 together, baby, and oh shit. There's more. There's gonna be more than one premonition in the film, I think for sure. I have we'll talk a little more in depth about it tomorrow. I want to use there's a visual element to it that I want to put up on screen before I really get into that. But there is a scene that they're fucking with us. They're fucking with us with some of the marketing, let me tell you. I think a lot of the marketing has been premonitions actually. So we'll talk about that soon though. What else is going on? Oh, Field of Screams. Thank you for the 2. I appreciate that. Have you ever seen Gonjim Asylum? Very underrated. I don't think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I have seen this film. Excellent found footage flick, in my opinion. Has some pretty terrifying jump scares. And, the other thing, too, is I've seen countless found footage movies, and so many of them have terrible, and I mean bottom of the barrel characters. This movie, on the other hand, really good characters too, really in-depth, and I feel that they're a group. I feel like they're actually a group of friends that are going to do this thing, and they get themselves in way over their head with a ghost and bullshit. And it's basically international version of Grave Encounters, if you need a good comparison piece for what you're getting yourself into here. But it's scary as fuck, and it's really fun. It's got some really unique. It's got some really unique scares too. I feel like there's like some really cool locations, a lot of fun stuff going on in this one. So personally, I love this flick a lot. It is very underrated. I could not agree more. If you have not seen that one, by the way, give it a watch. I think it's on Tubi. I watched it on Tubi the first time. I think it's still there. Not 100% sure, but it probably is. Definitely give that a one to watch if you're a found footage fan like I am. But Field of Screams, thank you for being here. Thank you for screaming in a field and not right into my ear. Means a lot. So thank you for the 2. Thank you. Neems is with us saying, hi, Jake, you a fucking legend. Love your content. I love you too. And you're a fucking legend, Neems. Welcome in. Talking like that, you're welcome around here, buddy. What's up? Piper Hollowell, 21, is saying, what if in one of the Final Destination movies they show the Grim Reaper on screen? Ooh, okay. You know, they kind of do that in the books, and it's interesting. I talked a bit about this in one of the videos I did recently, that there's one of the novels, they actually show the Grim Reaper, and he's like a bunch of corpses all melded together, like running at the main character in a dream, and it's fucked up. It's awesome. It does feel a little too fantastical for this franchise, in my opinion, which my thing about Final Destination is it's very fun, but it's also very cynical. It's kind of a juxtaposition in that sense, but that's what makes this series so unique. We can have a lot of fun with it. We can kind of sit back and be like, this is insane. Like, I'm having a blast with this. But you still have that creeping dread after you walk away from it, right? If you're driving on the highway and you're behind a log truck, what are you thinking about? The opening scene to Final Destination 2. Fuck that shit. I'm going around, you know? That's the brilliance of this series, in my opinion. It sticks with you after you watch it, and it is just really fun and digestible. You know, it's nothing where it's like, I don't think it's anything like like a Serbian film where it's like, this is so disgusting I can't even watch it, or Salo, is that what it's called? Where they eat the poop. They make everybody eat poop. That's a real movie. Don't watch it. Like, genuinely skip that one. But yeah, no, it's very palatable. I think it's just a really fun kind of horror series with a cynical attitude that not a lot of, you know, the post Scream films really had. Like, they were a little more fantastical and fun. That was more so the focus, the comedy, the references, the meta of it all. Where Final Destination, sure, it still has a little bit of that, but it's so cynical about its characters. It's like, we're gonna kill everybody. Fuck this. This is a horror movie, baby. And I love that. I really love that energy about this series especially. So I totally understand why it has its fans, and I am so happy that it's back. You know, it's back after a very long wait. So hopefully the same can be true about some of the other wonderful franchises we're still waiting for. I want to see a new Friday the 13th and a new Nightmare on Elm Street, man. Would love that. Nothing would make me happier. Ilum is throwing $2 out there saying, hello, Jake, what's your favorite scary movie? That's a great question. Thank you for the $2. My favorite scary movie is The Fly. That is what I most often say. I think it's just one that is, it's very unique and very special in my opinion. I love big monsters. I love films that center on just a couple of characters and build them up a lot too. The Fly does all these things while also having a very unique ending. The ending to The Fly is like one of my favorite parts of a horror movie just ever. Like it just has, I think it's just, the ending to The Fly is like everything I could possibly want from a horror film. And it's just a 10 out of 10. It elicits so many emotions too. I feel like there's so many movies that are like The Fly. They have practical effects and gore, and it's scary and it's fun, and I love that. But there's a tragedy element to it. Like, I'm looking at this monster and I'm not just terrified of it. I'm not just freaked out that it's spitting acid goo all over that dude's leg and melting it, melting his fucking leg off and shit. That's freaky. But I also feel bad. I mean, he pulls himself out of the pod at the one point when he's all messed up and he puts the gun to his head. It's just like, oh my God, this is so sad. I'm so sorry, Seth. This shouldn't have happened to you. You messed up, man. You made a simple mistake and this is not where you should be. And it's a tragic love story too. It's got a little bit of romance to it. I don't know. The Fly is it's just my favorite. I love it to death. It is so much fun. It is some crazy weird dialogue. Everything about it just works for me. Great cast. Oh, great practical effects. It's everything I love about horror movies wrapped up into one weird little flick. And my God, it does it for me. So Fly from 1986, run it. My number one. My number one. But there's a lot of great choices out there, I feel. It's kind of hard to just like pin it down to one thing. Because, you know, if you ask me, Jake, what's your favorite horror film right now? I would say whatever the horror film that I wanted to watch was. And man, do I really want to watch Evil Dead 2013. Like, that is up there for me. Love Evil. I've seen Evil Dead 2013 probably 100 times. It is a perfect horror. That's another perfect horror film. It is so much fun. Okay, I'll get off that topic. Ilum, thank you for the $2. Really do appreciate the support of the page. Great question. A great question, truly. CVO is saying, what's up, Jake? I wonder when we will get the official trailer for Fear Street Prom Queen since it releases in a month. I can't believe we haven't gotten one already. It's crazy. So today's announcement from Netflix is that during their ta-dum thing, they're going to do a bunch of big shit on all their upcoming releases. This is one of them. So we're probably going to get something hopefully before that, right? Like, I mean, like you're talking about, this movie comes out in a month. It is a straight to streaming release though, and they typically tend to, I feel like it's a month. I feel like typically they start to promote stuff like that like a month in advance. We usually know about it before that, but when do they start promoting it? Like, I feel like it's usually a month. That's what my gut's telling me, at least based on past experience. But I hope we get something soon for this. I would love to talk about it because it looks like a fun one. It looks like it's going to be fun. Like again, very prom night inspired slasher flick. And I don't think it's going to connect too much to the story that we've already seen. I think the whole point of this is to say, hey, we can adapt all of the other Fear Street stories too and not have everything connected. Maybe there's some Easter eggs. Which is totally fine. Nothing wrong with that. But I would love for this to be a side story, like just a separate, another thing that happened in this town in the late 80s. That's so fine with me. That would be cool. But hopefully we get a trailer soon so we can really dissect it. That would be cool. Eric, with spaces between the letters, is saying, I wouldn't be surprised if they do another Final Destination, maybe 7. Who knows, maybe 2027. Dude, I would guarantee it. This one is going to do numbers. We are hearing that there is... we are hearing that there's going to be a big box office pull for this one. So I would not be shocked if they try to kick off a new trilogy, if not more than just that. This is also a series that I feel like can go on forever. You know, you guys have heard my rant about how I feel like Scream can go on forever. Final Destination even more so. I mean, there is always going to be new people who you can throw into this situation, different kinds of characters and different kinds of ways to just die in horrible ways. So I am all about Final Destination 7 and Final Destination 8, maybe even a 9 and a 10. Run it. Let's see what happens. Billy Boy is saying, Jake, are you a rusher or are you a dragger? That's the funniest reference we've had tonight. Are you kidding me? I have not seen that movie in forever. Who knows what that is? Put it in the chat if you do. You probably do. Not too obscure of a reference. Jake only needs 2 more super chats to hit his goal. You're damn right. That would be kind of cool. Would be kind of cool. I'm just saying. 2 more, that's it. The Chain TV is saying, the old school found footage I liked was Cloverfield and Blair Witch 1 and 3. Oh, okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the third Blair Witch movie. I like that one. I actually do like that one. That one's fun. The first Blair Witch, I have mixed feelings about. I think it is a staple of horror, but it's just like, I just don't know if it's for me personally. It's out there. It's people screaming in the woods, and your imagination's really gotta do a lot to fill in the blanks with that one. But I love Cloverfield though too. Really do enjoy that film a lot. Who else is with us? I feel like I haven't said hi to some of these people, and we got to change that. Kyle Gordon is here saying, good evening. I just saw Until Dawn this weekend. Thought it was good. What was your opinion on this film? I liked it, but I don't think I loved it. I had mixed feelings leaving the theater. I said to myself, you know what? I had a really good time with that. It was really fun. And it was really bloody, gory, some crazy kills, and just a really fun concept that it was able to explore. But was it a good adaptation of the Until Dawn video game? No, and in my humble opinion, absolutely not. But as a horror fan, I did take a lot away from that film. I have always wanted to see a sequel to Cabin in the Woods. I think it is just one of the better horror films from that time period. You know, if it's like the thousands through like from 2000 to 2019. What are the best horror films? Cabin in the Woods is definitely a contender there, without a doubt in my mind. Love that film. So much fun. Always wanted to see a sequel or some sort of continuation where we get to explore more things coming out and killing people in a cabin or in a unique horror situation. This film is able to explore that, and I definitely got something out of it. Maybe not what was intended, but I definitely got something really fun out of it, and it answered a question that I've always wanted answered in the world of horror, just not the one that I was hoping it would, not the one that its title suggested. So I understand why a lot of people hate this film, but I really had a good time with it. I had a very good time with it. Again, maybe not horror film of the year, but it was good. It was really fun. Really fun. Nix is with us too, saying low-key waiting for the release of the new Final Destination novel/stories. Me too. I definitely want more of those. They were really fun to read about, I'll tell you what. And there is a 7th one that was never released. So you never know. Maybe more are to come. Anything can happen. Allison Matichak is with us too, saying I was one of the few peeps that liked Until Dawn. It was a fun check your brain out movie. Yeah. Turn your brain off when you watch this one for sure. But to be fair, I didn't play the game. Fair. You definitely don't need to play the game to watch this movie. In fact, you'll probably have a better time with it if you hadn't played the game. But give it a watch. Try it out. It's fun. It's fun for what it is. I had a really fun time with it, even though I did play the game. And here's what I will say: I had a good time with the movie. The video game story is definitely better. Like, there's no doubt in my mind the video game story is better. But there is still fun to be had with this movie, in my opinion. So I am definitely in that weird vocal minority that will defend this film. Maybe not that much, maybe not that much, but I'll defend it a little bit. I'll be like, okay, yeah, this movie was fun. I had a good time with it. I get the hate. I completely understand the hate, but I did vibe with it. What's going on here? Cheshire Cat, thank you for the 5. We met our goal because of Cheshire Cat and Ilum here, by the way. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. We're going for another little while here. I don't know, maybe another hour. Fuck it. That's what I promised you guys. I would go for another hour if we met our goal. We haven't met our goal in a while, so you guys rock. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cheshire Cat is saying, I'm a huge fan of the franchise Escape Room. Predict when Escape Room 3 will come out. I heard that this is happening. I actually did hear. I've heard through the grapevine that there's motion with this one. I believe the last 2 actually did do well, and they want to put this out. In terms of predictions, let's have some real talk here. I am so glad that you're a fan of this franchise. But again, real talk, they are just kind of PG-13 Saw films. So with that being said, Saw is kind of in limbo right now. Saw is in this weird, like, what the fuck is happening with this movie? And the answer to that question is nobody knows, not even Lionsgate, who's saying that the movie is still happening. No fucking idea. So if I were the people making Escape Room 3, I would say to myself, hey, let's make this movie right fucking now and draw that Saw crowd to our movie, because it's essentially a very similar concept. So I hope that they're able to do this quickly. Maybe get something out and, just kind of tide us over for when we finally get Saw 11. That would be a really good idea, in my opinion, because I don't love these films, admittedly, but they are fun, and they do have that same, like, crazy energy to them that the Saw films do have. They might lack in the gore and the hard to watch moments, but they do have like the same kind of story setup, which to me is a lot of fun. So I'm not against an Escape Room 3. I don't even think I saw the sequel, if I'm being real, but I did see the first one, and maybe one day I'll check out that sequel. You know what? I should check out that sequel. Now, Cheshire Cat, you're really making me think about that. I skipped that one when it came out. I never got around to it. So Escape Room 3, run it. Cheshire Cat, thank you for the 5. Appreciate that. Tell Alice I said hi. Ilum, thank you for the 5 again. Appreciate you guys for letting me meet my goal here. You guys rock. Saying, can you imagine if Scream 7 would have been a prequel that they could bring Randy back to? Listen. I said, for a lot of Scream 7 predictions, I say don't hold your breath. We had a third-party source who's been right about a lot of Scream stuff recently say that, Stu isn't coming back, and I know a lot of people wanted to see that happen. But this is something I wouldn't be shocked about. They're clearly doing some sort of prequel thing here. We actually had David Arquette come out recently and say, I can't believe they announced that Dewey's in the film. That was supposed to be a big surprise. He sounded a little upset, in fact, about the fact that everyone knows that David Arquette's in the flick. So I would not be shocked if they found a way to get Randy in there too. Maybe even, some more characters from the originals. I imagine there's going to be some prequel energy to Scream 7. It is obviously taking place in the modern day. We know that Sidney Prescott's daughter is going to be in it. But don't be shocked if we get a lot of flashback scenes. Some like Halloween Kills energy to Scream 7, where we actually get to see things that happened during the events of the original, or maybe even prior to them. I mean, I think what was it? What was the What were we talking about on this page a little while ago? I haven't talked Scream in so long. I need to freshen up. We were talking a little bit about how Maureen Prescott's murder might get displayed in Scream 7, and we might learn something new about it. That was kind of like one of the big theories we were talking about during production earlier this year. That could be the case. I mean, that absolutely could be something we see happen here. Maybe maybe Randy comes back for that. So don't totally lose hope on something like that. We might see more legacy characters than what we already know about. Considering that, David Arquette thought that they would have kept that a secret, I don't know, maybe there's still secrets to be kept that are being kept until the film comes out next February. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that one, but anything can happen with Scream. That's why I'm still excited for it. So hopefully something good happens. Ilum, thank you for the 5. Keep the excitement alive for Scream 7. We got Marco Beltrami, by the way, back for doing the score for Scream 7, if you guys hadn't heard about that. He recently confirmed that over on his Instagram, and that's a big positive, in my opinion, for Scream 7. No offense to, what's his name, Brian something, who did the scores for the last 2 movies. I definitely did not hate them. But there's a homey feeling to that original score in the series that I feel like will definitely aid this new flick. I want to hear the same music from those original flicks. I think that's part of it. You know, I think that's part of why we come to these sequels and looking for more stories. We want more of that same feeling, just with a different story thrown at us. So I'm this is a good thing. Marco Beltrami doing the score for 7 is definitely a good thing, and I can't wait. Can't wait to hear what he's done for this one. Jake, do a flip. Do a backflip. Multiple people want to see me do a backflip. I will probably break my neck if I do that. So I'm going to veto that one. Sad Dad watched Companion for the first time this weekend. Very nice. And I loved it so damn much. That movie really sits with you. You know, Sad Dad, I have reevaluated Companion. I was kind of like, I didn't hate it. I just kind of liked it. I was kind of like, okay, that was like a 7 out of 10. That was fun. I've sat on it again. I've watched it again. And I definitely like it more. I definitely like it a lot more on rewatch. I was maybe a little quick to judge with that one. So no, I actually did really like Companion. It's moved up quite a bit on my rankings. Honestly, I think what it was the first time I watched it, I was telling myself, this is kind of just Ex Machina, but silly. The first time I was watching it. And there's a lot of points during then where it's like, okay, yeah, this is Ex Machina, but we're just putting jokes. But I still had a good time with it, and I was still like cracking up for the whole way. There's a lot of really good jokes in there, don't get me wrong, but yeah, the plot of it does kind of just feel like something I had seen before. Watching it again, though, there is definitely some new stuff that it hits on in terms of commentary and maybe even some scares too that I thought was cool. So I definitely have a lot more positive energy towards that one these days than I did when I first saw it. Not that I disliked it. I just wasn't like blown away by it. It seemed like everybody was like, this is my favorite movie of the year, easy. And I'm like, it was good. I had a good time with it, but I don't know if I'd call it like mind blowing. Now I'm a little more, okay, it's moved up to like 8 out of 10 energy for me personally. I'm like, all right, 8 out of 10, had a really good time with it. I'd watch it again. So solid movie. We're getting a lot of love for the escape room movies. I got to watch that sequel, man. I never got around to it. I've only seen the original once, but I remember I was like, this is like Saw, but PG-13. So I gotta watch the sequel. I'll give it a shot. I forgot about that franchise until y'all brought it up. Thank you for that. I love when we talk about weirder horror franchises on here. It's all, sometimes we get into a rhythm about the same stuff, but I love getting into some weirder shit on here. What else is going on? Who else is with us? Have you seen the found footage film The Bay? Asks 7. Yes, I have seen The Bay, and it's a really unique one. I really like it. This is a horror film about like it's a bunch of like clips of this. Is it like a virus or something, some disease that's going through this town, and it's crazy body horror. It's crazy body horror and found footage. Smack that together. I really liked it. I really enjoyed The Bay. It's very unconventional. Like I think when you're going into a found footage flick, you're expecting ghosts or demons or some kind of big monster running at you. This is like a totally different way to do that, and I think that's why it stands out. Because it's just a totally different kind of genre that we're focusing on. Again, it's not really like you're following a bunch of characters and they're filming and shit. It's like just a bunch of different clips of all this chaos that's going down in this town, and how it slowly gets even more and more out of control. And man, I loved it. The Bay was a really interesting watch. If you have not seen that one, that's an underrated one to put on for sure, especially if you're a fan of the subgenre, I should say. Steph 2007, what's up, Steph? How's it going? Steph and Stuff. That should be your podcast. If you ever have a podcast, call it Steph and Stuff. That would be so cool. Steph is saying, I heard that Escape Room 3 is expected to begin filming in 2027, but who knows? See, they're getting the move on. They're seeing all this shit happening with Saw, and they're like, we got to get moving. We got to get going. Make that movie. Do it. Did Adam Robital direct those? Both of them? Maybe one of them? I don't know. If I were him, man, I'd get on that shit. I don't think he's doing Ready or Not 2 anymore, so maybe he's got some free time, rock and roll. He was supposed to direct Ready or Not 2, but now Radio Silence is taking it on. They're like, nah, we're doing it now. Which, fair enough. It's their property, I get that. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see. I'm really excited for Ready or Not 2, man. That cast looks good. The cast is going to make that movie exceptional. Madison is reminding everyone not to put spoilers for movies or shows in the chat. And again, if you claim you know stuff, It's probably not true, but if you put that out there, we're not really fans of that. That's just kind of annoying, you know? We could talk. Listen, if you have a theory, if you got a thing you want to throw out there and you're like, Jake, what if this is going on in Scream? Jake, what if this is going on in Final Destination? Jake, what if this is happening with Ghoulies 5? I don't know. Throw it out there. Whatever you want to say. Make it happen. Patton Jester is with us too. What's up, Patton? Saying, hey, Jake, have you ever seen The Last of Us? I'm on season 1, episode 7, and so far it has been incredible. I have seen the first season, loved it, and I played the first game. I never got around to playing the second game. I've just been too busy, and now I've had season 2 spoiled for me, and I will not spoil it here because it was spoiled for me, but I'm bummed out. I've been rebelling against that show because I had it spoiled. So I have not watched season 2 yet, but I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's amazing. Like, that's not a reflection on the show. It's just everyone is talking spoilers about the show online, just openly and publicly. And I did not know that a certain thing happens in season 2, and now I know, and I'm so bummed out. And it sucks. So I was really upset about that. But I hear it's great. I hear season 2 is fantastic, just like season 1. And I said this the other day. Which video was that? Ooh, the Until Dawn video I did recently. I said that, man, I think the very best video game adaptation that we've gotten, like, ever, is The Last of Us season 1, like, without a doubt. Without a doubt in my mind. And I talked, because I was talking about, why did Until Dawn fail? Why is it not hitting with, fans of the video game? And I said, well, there's a spectrum. There's truly a spectrum to adapting a video game. And on both ends of it, let's say on one end is Until Dawn, which is completely a deviation from what the game was. Just kind of takes elements of the concept and loosely puts together a new story. So it's a completely separate story, where Five Nights at Freddy's is on the other side of it, where we don't even care about the story. We're just like going to throw as many Easter eggs and bullshit into this to make fans happy. And in the middle of that, when if you find that there's a middle ground there where you actually do care about story and you do care about Easter eggs and you care about storylines from the video game as well, things that, maybe Five Nights at Freddy's and Until Dawn are lacking in respective marks and in different areas. You actually do care about all that stuff, and you put together something that the fans will love and is also still fresh. And that's the way I feel about The Last of Us. As someone who played through the game, I still got a lot of new stuff from it. And I was like, this is awesome. This is great. I'm loving this. Well, there's an entire episode in season 1. If you have not seen The Last of Us, I will not spoil it, but there's an entire episode in season 1 that focuses on an incredibly small part of the video game and expands it into something completely fresh that video game players didn't really have fleshed out in the game. And it's that's why you should be adapting video games. Obviously, a lot of these are being adapted because money and IP already has built-in fans. So of course, movies and production studios are going to be like, yeah, let's make those. Oh, we already got fans. We don't have to market this or promote it as much to get fans. Bam, that's awesome. Why do you think there's 2 more Five Nights at Freddy's movies on the way? There's a reason for that. So my thoughts are, if you're going to do something like that, you're going to make this thing because IP is that's all anyone cares about nowadays in terms of studio heads and shit. Do it right. Do it with the level of precision that they're doing things with The Last of Us. You have a built-in audience, which means you have more people watching, but you also have to deliver a good product. You know what I mean? I mean, come on now. The Last of Us totally understands that, and I have nothing but praise for that show. Some great stuff there, and I can't wait to see season 2. When I'm done being mad at it, I'm gonna sit down and watch season 2 finally. But just as of right now, I'm like, I need to space myself from it. I need to be angry for a little bit that I got it spoiled, and then see how it all goes down. Ghostface is saying, TBH, I don't want to see flashbacks of Billy and Sydney banging, says Ghostface. Yeah, I don't really want to see that either. I'm going to be honest. We got enough of that in the original Scream. That's really funny. There's definitely more that they can do in terms of flashbacks, but again, I'm just like, man, the Sydney story is told. It's over. We can definitely move on is where I'm at with Scream. I think whenever that's the thing that sucks too, is because I'll pitch, hey, we should do Scream movies forever. And then people are like, Jake, that's a horrible take. You want to see Sydney getting attacked by Ghostface forever? Like, oh my God, let it die. Like move on to something else. And I'm like, no, okay. Like, you're not hearing me on this. Because the Sydney story, it's over. But the Sydney story isn't all that Scream is. And we've learned that from the last 2 movies, love them or hate them. Scream can be done with different characters. To me, I think so many people watch Scream in the same way that they watch Scooby-Doo. There's nothing wrong with that. But if that's the case, you're just here for the characters. Obviously, you're not going to be interested in this take. But I just feel like Ghostface is such an interesting character in this universe. And that to me is what is so exciting about Scream at this point is just the fact that we could be getting new murder mysteries with new characters every single time, like it's an Agatha Christie novel or series or whatever. But instead, we're just choosing to focus on the characters. We're choosing to focus on the Scooby-Doo elements to Scream, opposed to just what could be the future and evolution of this series, which is just have Ghostface pop up in any part of the world with a brand new set of characters every single time. Very similar to what Evil Dead is doing right now. And I know I've made this point 1,000 times on this channel, but I'm going to continue to make it because I feel like it's a really good point. I feel like we could be making a whole fresh series out of Scream and reinvent the way that people think about it too. It's not just the Sydney story, it's the Ghostface story. Who else is going to don the mask and join the legacy of Ghostface killers? Because I love the way that they talk about it in universe. They talk about Ghostface killers like they're all connected, even though they're not. The only way that they're connected is via the mask. And sometimes they've worked together in the past, like Roman with Billy and Stu. But in other cases, that's not it at all. Like the only thing that they all share is the mask that they wear, and that's fascinating to me. You know, there's some sort of weird cosmic connection with all of these people who have done this and gone down that awful route, and it's just a really fascinating thing to me. I wish the series would explore that a little more. So Antonis Andriotis has been a member for 4 months. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. I love is that a Phantasm profile picture? Fuck yeah. You want to talk about some weird franchises? Put that one on. Saying I watched a first-time watch horror movie last night called Hellraiser Hellseeker. Have you seen it before? Which one is Hellseeker? Hang the fuck on. I have seen all of them, but which one is Hellseeker? It's the one with the red poster. Is this 7? I believe this is 7, the one right before the internet one. Oh, this is like the one I don't remember very well. I'm going to be real. So Hellseeker and Deader, I don't remember at all. Like I remember I bought all of them on DVD because that's the only way you can watch some of the straight to DVD ones, obviously. But they have like 4K releases of the first 4 movies. And then after that, they don't give a fuck. But I remember I found a DVD of this and I was like, oh, perfect. This is sick. And I put it on and I like, it was not very memorable to me is what I remember about it. I'm like, ooh, this is rough. I remember 8, the one about like the internet one. What was that? I don't even remember what it was called. Hell World. That one was just like so bad it's good, very fun energy to me. But like there was a point like after 5, like 6 and 7 were just like, these are forgettable, man. These are rough. but man, I do love the Hellraiser movies a ton, but they do have their low points. I will say that. So unfortunately, that is all I remember about that film. And I also did myself the disservice of binging all these movies. So I got through all the good ones and then watched the bad ones. I think I watched 1 through 8 and then I had to like step away from it for a bit. And then I watched 9 and 10, which are like the very worst of the series. And I was like, oh my God, geez, some of the Hellraiser sequels are so bad. And then the David Bruckner one is thankfully a very light spot late in the game here. But the Hellraiser franchise, it's really interesting. It is all over the place in terms of stories and Cenobites. It's crazy, man. Who else is joining us right now? I think I see Davey Deathray down there somewhere. What's up, Davey? How's it going? Hey, everyone. Hope you all had a great weekend. Congrats on getting engaged, Jake. Thank you. The best wishes to you, too. I really appreciate that, Davey. Appreciate that a ton. Thank you for being here. Thanks for talking a little horror with us. And you're saying nice things to Madison. That makes me very happy. Nanak is saying, can you please talk about Fear Street again? I just joined and I am a big fan of you and Fear Street. With a lot of explanation points. I should have said that louder, but I feel like screaming is not the solution right now. Yes, I'm excited about Fear Street. I feel like we don't know too much about this one yet. We don't even have the first trailer. Big thing we were talking about earlier is when the fuck is this trailer going to come out? When are we finally going to see some footage from this one? What are you hiding from us, Netflix? I definitely want to see some gory kills and some just fun slashery moments, very Prom Night inspired. So I imagine it'll be a similar story to that. If you have not seen Prom Night or the ridiculous sequel, Prom Night 2, something, what is it? Is it like Mary Lou, Prom Night 2, Scary Mary Lou? I can't remember the subtitle, but if you have not seen those films, put them on. They are fun. Oh my God, they're fun 80s slashers. Both of them too. Like the first one is just like solid 80s slasher. I might like the sequel even more because it is just campy, ridiculous, over the top. It's kind of like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, how that is to the original Texas Chainsaw. So I love both of them. If you want some, like if you're like, I need Fear Street in my life, I need this new movie, dying for it. Put those movies on. Do a little research before you get into this movie that's clearly playing off of films from the past. Those are fun watches, too. You know, and I know that some people only watch this page for the Scream updates, but there are so many like 70s and 80s slashers that inspired Scream and have those same elements that you might like about Scream in them. Prom Night is absolutely one of them. Oh my God. Dude, Scream definitely took a little bit from that film. You know, I'm not saying like in terms of concept or this and that. Like there's other films that Scream definitely borrowed from more, but there are elements to Prom Night that you watch it and you're like, oh my God, yeah, Scream definitely latched onto some of these things, which is cool. It's a lot of the high school drama stuff, you know, it's fun. I think if there's anything that Scream took from the most, probably like When a Stranger Calls or Black Christmas in terms of, you know, the killer calling and going after kids and shit. That has to be an inspiration. You know, I think Kevin Williamson's even talked about that before, but if you're a fan of Scream, there's a lot of, my point is there's a lot of movies that I think you would like that came out before that very clearly inspired it. Vimp is saying, yo, it's Bobby, diff account. Let's get it. What's up, Vimp? Or what's up, Bobby, I guess I should say. You should subscribe with your other account. That'd be pretty cool. If you want. No pressure. Whatever you want to do. Sad Dad is saying, who will wear the mask next? Yes, this idea is how I want it to play out for future movies. New characters, new plots. And you know, Sad Dad, like I want that too so badly. It's not that I don't like Sydney. It's not that I don't like these characters. I'm just like, I would hate for them to keep coming back to a point where I hate them now. Like if they come back and they suck a bunch of times, then I'm just going to hate them. I think about what they did to Ellen Ripley in the latter not Scream films, the latter Alien films. Like, you know, Alien and Aliens, I'm like, Ellen Ripley is the greatest female heroine of all time. Like, fuck yeah, rock on, this is awesome. And then Alien 3 happens and you're like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Like, why would they make this movie? This is a disaster. And then Alien 4 happens and she's not even the same character. And obviously there's an argument for why that's a good thing in Alien Resurrection, but I'm just like, nah, no. So I don't know. I would hate for a character to keep coming back and just kind of ruin their legacy. That would suck. That would suck to me. So I would not like that to happen to Sidney Prescott, who is, in my opinion, the best final girl of all time. Number one up on that list. That would really suck if she just came back and ruined that legacy just to collect a paycheck and tell another weird story that probably shouldn't exist. But we'll see. Again, where I'm sitting right now without seeing anything, just hearing about things, it feels desperate. It feels like a film that is just begging people to come to the theaters and see it so that they can have their little flagship horror series. And that sucks. That's not what Scream should be. Scream is punk rock, baby. Scream is giving the middle finger to the man and saying, we're going to do things our way, bitch. And I want Scream to get back to that energy, because right now it just feels like they're copying what everyone else is doing so that they have another movie. And that sucks. That sucks balls. That's just not Scream to me. Not my Scream, baby. My favorite Cenobite is Chompy from Hellraiser Bloodline. I love that. I don't even know who you're talking about, but Chompy is awesome. Chompy's my favorite Cenobite now, too, just for his name. That's fantastic. Nod 23 Hill Jr. I agree, Davey. The whodunit revenge slasher of the 80s is where it's at. Yes! Yes, it is. So many good ones. So many good ones from that time. Think we will ever get another Cabin Fever? I wouldn't be against another Cabin Fever. Isn't Eli Roth is doing that? He's going back to a lot of his old properties. I wouldn't be shocked if we got another Cabin Fever or some sort of continuation. I know that we're getting a Hostel series, which sounds like fun. I'm all about that. All about a Hostel series. That's crazy to me. But, you know, in terms of Cabin Fever, will we get another movie? What will we get from if we got more Cabin Fever? I would almost hope for a series. Is that weird? Is that weird to be like, I kind of hope we get a series based on it. We're getting a Hostel series, and we're probably going to get into some new stories based on the company that runs that whole thing. With Cabin Fever, can we learn a little more about the disease? You know, can we learn a little more about where it came from, or how it's affecting the world now, or something? That could be cool. So there's a lot of potential with Cabin Fever. That first movie is just so limited in terms of story, and I actually think that's a good thing. It serves that film really well because it's less focused on, you know, how is this affecting the whole world and shit, and it's more just about the gore, the gratuity, the humor about it too. So much ridiculousness to Cabin Fever that I love. But yeah, could we explore more things about that world in a television series? I wouldn't be down. I'd be down for that. That could be a fun transition. Antonis, a lot of people have been asking about the Strangers chapters 2 and 3 on stream, and I've been missing a lot of it because I've been seeing some crazier comments. I'm not gonna lie, but Strangers chapter 2 and 3. Quick thoughts on this. I feel like we could probably see them dump them both this year. We know that we're getting chapter 2 soon, and chapter 3 I could see them just again dumping it. Like, just let's get this over with. Let's hopefully make some money and save face before we completely lose all hope. If you haven't already. I'm so like done with The Strangers after chapter 1, man. I love The Strangers. It is one of my favorite horror franchises, and I think that they have just already fucked it up with these new movies, man. Chapter 1 was abysmal. I think it was one of the worst horror films I've ever reviewed on this page. I have like hardly any excitement for chapter 2, especially after the teaser where they kind of just spoiled a bunch of stuff again for this new movie. So I don't have a whole lot of faith in this whole trilogy. Not a very good start. And it rarely in horror does it, you know, if you have a bad start, does it actually go up from there? You know, do you actually go anywhere positive after that? So they had to do a bunch of reshoots to fix stuff that leaked online, and then they put out a teaser trailer that I feel like once again just gives me all the answers to questions, because they're not doing anything smart with these movies. They proved to me that with the first one, with chapter 1, they're not doing anything smart. They're just watching the other movies, they're taking notes, and they're doing it worse. So that's why I'm just like, do I have any excitement for these films? Kind of not. I will see them. I will definitely see them and rip on them, but that's kind of where I'm at with with The Strangers, man. We will always have those first 2 films. You can't take those away from me. I believe chapters 2 and 3 are going to be laughable, but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully I'm wrong. I always hope I'm wrong when it comes to shitting on a new horror movie, but I don't have a lot of faith. What else is going on? I thought I saw something here. Nope, I scrolled too far up because I'm seeing comments I've read already. Getting very bored of the same characters. Congrats on the engagement too. Thank you, Sad Dad. I appreciate that. That makes me a happy dad. Madison is saying you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. That's hilarious. We're just putting movie quotes out there now. That's fun. The Strangers chapter 2 comes out in September. Yes, I thought we were getting it sooner than that, but I guess it's September. I don't. Fun fact, I don't care. Fun fact, I have not been covering that one. Danny Boy is saying we need a David Howard Thornton Ghostface. Someone start the petition. There are so, and you know, that's my other thing too, man. There's so many actors and actresses that I think could play Ghostface or could do great in a Scream movie. Like, why shut that out? Why just be like, nah, I don't want to make any more Scream movies because Sydney's not in it. It's like, okay, but there's a lot of great actors and actresses nowadays that I would love to see in a Scream film. I actually like some of the new cast for Scream 7. Isabel May, Celeste O'Connor, Asa German. I feel like all good cast members for a Scream film. That could be fun. You know, they could do something special there. But I'm really looking for, you know, like some sort of, again, just some sort, even more fresh takes, even more characters in this universe. I mean, wouldn't it be cool to see Catherine Newton in a Scream movie? Wouldn't it be cool to see, I'm trying to think who hasn't been in a Scream movie that's in all these new shows. Peyton List would be great in a Scream movie, I think. Sophie Thatcher would be great in a Scream movie. Oh my God, there's so many people. I can't even think of them. The whole honestly, the entire cast of School Spirits, I think, would be great. More cast members from Yellow Jackets, too, on top of what we already have. So many great actors and actresses that I think would just give phenomenal performances in this series. I mean, imagine Sophie Thatcher being a new Final Girl in universe. That would be so cool. I would love to see, or maybe she's a new Ghostface. That could work too. I also love a lot of the cast and crews of both Yellow Jackets and School Spirits. I just would love to see. Milo Manheim is another name. Love to see attached to a Scream film maybe one day. But there's so many great young actors and actresses that I think would kill it in this series. But we'll see. David Howard Thornton, though, is Ghostface. That's wild. And Lauren Lavera could be a great Final Girl here, too. So put her in a Scream movie. Fuck it. Clayton, what's up, Teddy? How's it going? Good evening, Jake. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well as well. We might be playing a little repo tonight. Fun fact. So who knows? Anything can happen. That's the kind of world we live in. Fancy seeing you here, says Jess. 7 is saying, I mean, they did make Cabin Fever Patient Zero, but if it's canon, I don't know. That's the only Cabin Fever film I have not seen. 7, fun fact. So if that does explore the the backstory of Patient Zero. I guess I missed it. I've seen the second one directed by Ty West, which is outrageous. And then the remake, which is bad, which is just like, skip it, dude. Wow, that was rough. It's not even like fun bad. It's just like they just tried to do the same movie again and not really added a whole lot new to it. So I like when a movie tries something new and totally crashes and burns and like has fun with it, though. Those are the best kind of so bad they're good movies. But Cabin Fever, like 2016, I want to say it was, like, it's the same movie again, but it sucks. That's it really goes to show how delicate the best horror concepts are. Like they're so close to just being something awful if you do them the wrong way. And I think we're learning about that as more and more sequels come out to beloved franchises. We're seeing how you can do these things wrong too, which is unfortunate, but it is a shame. I will say that. Names is saying, Jake, would you love it if they ever went back to Casey Becker's house in future Scream movies? I don't know. Like, I don't think there's not any more story to be had with Casey Becker. She was, an unfortunate death in this universe, a tragedy is what it was. And a major shock, for audience members when they saw Scream for the first time. They're like, oh shit, new Drew Barrymore horror movie. Let's go check it out. And then she dies in the first 10, 11 minutes. That's awesome. It's a great shock back in 1996. Is there any more story to be had there? I don't think so. I think we're good. I think we're chilling there, but I love Drew Barrymore. I think she's fantastic. I honestly can't complain about more Drew Barrymore in horror films or just in film in general. So if they did find a way to bring her back some way, shape or form, I can't complain too much because I think she's awesome. Davey Deathray saying would have been awesome if Kyle Gallner's character wasn't killed in Scream 5. Definitely wanted more from him. For sure there. But even in the little screen time he's got there, he still makes me laugh. When he's just pissing against the bar and he's like, fuck this place or whatever. That's so funny. Like, what? You're drunk, dude. Go home. Like that is the energy that character gives me. And I don't know. I think Kyle is so great at giving you so much about a character without saying too much. That's something I've noticed about him in just any role he's in. Strange Darling especially. I feel like I learned so much about his character just from watching him sit in a car and smoke a cigarette, drink a beer. I learned so much about him just in like the little mannerisms he puts in all of his characters. So Kyle does a lot for that little tiny bit part essentially in Scream 5. Definitely wish we got more from him though. Still at the same time. Teddy's saying we got invited by your partner. Yeah, she's already setting it up. She didn't even ask me. She's like, let's just do it. Oh, we might have a full squad, 6 people, just like what. Yeah, I did want to have a full squad. So, oh shit, this is exciting. We might have a fun stream over on the gaming channel later tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Who knows? Stop on by, subscribe to GullGotha. We're almost monetized over there, baby. So go and hit it. Hit that little tickle that red button. Do something dirty to that red button, baby. Subscribe. I think Erica's even putting the link out in the chat right now. So all you got to do is hit a dirty little red button, and I know you want to. Joey Bagby is saying, Jake, when Bobby Campbell got injured on the trampoline, the same thing happened to me when I was 6. Oh, that's terrible. I am now, you're now 12, and I'm sorry for missing your last live stream. Dude, you're all good, Joey. Don't worry about it. I'm so sorry that happened to you on a trampoline. That's terrible. We had a trampoline when I was a kid, and my mom actually fucked up her knee. Bouncing on it. It broke, and that happened to her, not us, believe it or not, which is really unfortunate. Truly terrible. But yeah, you got to be careful with those things for sure. Got to be careful. I'm so sorry that happened though. Hopefully you've healed since then, in the 6 years since. What else is going on? Yeah, Just Jess is even saying, stop on by GullGotha if you want to keep your fingers. Erica is on a biting spree. She will bite those off as well, just for the record, if you don't go there. So we made our super chat goal for the night, but Erica's still gonna bite fingers if you don't subscribe. So there is that. Ridiculous. You should make Jess a mod here. I should make Jess a mod. She's mod worthy, I guess. Oh no, what have I done? I clicked something and then I got scared. Hey, have a good night, sad dad. Thank you for being here. Neems just subscribed to the other channel. Dude, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that unbelievably so. Let me tell you. There we go. Sorry, multitasking is not my strong suit. There we go. Jess has been modded up. She's been full modded. You've been given a badge of honor, let me tell you. But yeah, it is really fun over on the other page. I have some new videos going up soon. We're playing a lot of Repo, but I've had requests to play other games. One was Alan Wake. I don't even know what Alan Wake is. I have no idea, could not tell you a thing about it, but I'm going to try to play that one sometime soon. It might be fun. Is there any games that you guys would suggest me playing over there? Let me know. I also want to play through Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 and 4 sometime soon as well, because we played through Chapter 1 and 2. But I want to wrap that story up too at some point. So that's definitely one on the brain lately. And I think when we get back from a little break, which we're taking next week, which by the way, yes, should be telling you that right now, we are taking a break next week. So we're not gonna have any videos or streams up on the page. I will have some things I have some things planned though. So some videos are gonna go up. I lied. I lied a minute ago. Some videos will go up. But what I will say is we won't have any streams next week. So there's going to be some stuff. You guys will see. But where we're taking a little break next week. Jake hasn't taken a break from YouTube in literal years, and I could use it. So we're taking some time off so that I can work on my mental health. It's not in a great place right now, fun fact. But it's all good. We're going to get it all fixed up. I'm going to get some rest. So life is good. Life is good, baby. Davey Death Ray saying, I suggest you play through the first 3 Castlevania games on the NES. This is another series I've heard about. Don't know nothing about though. Castlevania. I love the title. I love the title a lot. I'm going to have to sit down and play that one for sure. Quarantine is a huge W in found footage films, in my opinion. I totally agree, Seven. Have you ever seen Wreck though? Because Quarantine's fun, don't get me wrong, but it is kind of a shot-for-shot remake of Wreck, which man, ooh, so good, baby. Wreck is one of my favorites. I own the whole box set of that series. I like it so much. But yeah, if you have not seen Wreck, major recommend there. Because those ones are really fun. Jake, do you do the Ashton Hall routine? Is that the thing? Is that the morning routine guy that went viral? I know exactly what you're talking about, where he like puts, maybe I know exactly what you're talking about. Doesn't he like put his face in ice and all this crazy shit at like 3 a.m. and it's like, what? Chill out, bro. That's nuts. Oh, and the Chain TV. I'm so sorry. I don't think I've said hello to you. Hello, Chain. How are you? We need a new quarantine movie based off of older Wreck films. We need a new... Yeah, fella, we definitely need new Wreck or quarantine films. That would be fun. Or at least something in that same vein. I think like those films are so intense. Are they the most bloody, gory and all that? I don't know about that, but they're so suspenseful. I mean, I am on the edge of my seat the entire time watching these things. Like maybe 15 minutes in once it really starts to get going. But until the end of those flicks, I am like glued to the screen. I'm like, what? Seven is saying, you're so punny, you wreck amend them. That's so funny. I'm going to shit my pants, dude. That is so funny. I just pissed and shit myself in this seat and I'm going to have to clean it up. It's terrifying. But I love that. I love this. Jess is saying, thanks, Davey. I've known Jake long enough now and taken enough of his crap that I can handle the mod duties. I rarely get Jess's name right. She is in fact a Jessa, not a Jessica. So don't call her Jessica. She'll kill you. But she does like to be just called just Jess, as her name would suggest. But I kind of like just calling her Jessa. It's very funny to me. Throwing the A at the end there is a very good time. So I do give her a little bit of crap, I guess. But thank you for wielding that wrench with honor. It makes me very proud. Makes me so proud, Jess. What else did I want? There was something else I wanted to bring up on this stream, and I actually totally forgot what it was. She's a Jess without the ick. That's hilarious, Clayton. I love that. Jess without the ick. That's what next time I see Jess, I'm gonna say that. What's up, Jess without the ick? How you doing? Well, two more things I guess I want to throw out there. Definitely check out the gaming channel tonight. We might be live. Who the fuck knows? Anything can happen, as we've already talked about on the stream. This is a world where anything can happen and will happen. I also will say we're doing another stream on Friday this week to count down to Final Destination. Next week, it's going to be sometime later on, probably over the weekend, maybe like a Sunday. I don't know. But also the other thing is I'm going live on Wednesday for members at first, but then after that, I'm hopping over to Craven Something Scary's page and we're doing a little Scream Talk. Like I said earlier, I really haven't had a whole lot to talk about in terms of Scream. There's been little, very tiny updates here and there. I'm just like, I'm at a point with the channel where I don't feel like I need to scrape the bottom of the barrel. Maybe that's dishing out some criticism towards some other pages, but man, I don't know. There's some things where I'm like, you know what? I'll wait for a bigger video. I'll wait for a bigger update when it comes to Scream to really dive into stuff. Am I going to make a whole upload about Marco Beltrami joining Scream 7? No. It's awesome. And I'll be like, hey, fuck yeah, thumbs up. But do I have a new theory regarding Scream 7? No. I've kind of talked it to death this past winter. But some Scream talk coming out tomorrow. So we'll be hanging out with Craven and talking a bit about that. So go check it out. It's going to be a fun time. Thank you guys for meeting our super chat goal for the day. I know that Sinners video didn't do too well, which is okay. It's all good. But you guys always keep things rolling. Always make things happen on this page. Thank you for keeping the lights on. So definitely check out that Sinners video if you have not seen it yet. If you have not seen Sinners yet, go to the theater to see it. It's really good. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me all this time on this crazy ass stream. So I will see members on Wednesday, and I will see all you guys again on Friday. So stop on by. I have a very fun Final Destination video coming out tomorrow and some gaming videos over on GullGotha this week. So check them out. Thank you again for watching. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Peace out.